There is a secret skill every splash artist relies on. You think it's their color choices or their insane rendering, but there's something far more fundamental happening beneath the surface. And it's the same skill that completely transformed how I paint. So what are values? Well, it is how dark and light the painting is. It is one of the elements of every color. You have value, you have hue, and saturation. So why do values matter? Well, values decide where the viewers look first, which shapes stand out, how dramatic the scene feels, and whether the character has depth or feels like a sticker on a background. As soon as you start converting all these splash arts into grayscale, it suddenly all clicks and you see exactly how it works. The splash art, even without the colors, still looks fantastic. League of Legends value recipe. So what do they do or how do they do it? They always have a clear dominant light source. Could be the sun, glowing weapon, magical spell, or even moonlight. But there's always that one main one. The second is thoughtful shadows to carve the forms. Shadows are used to really emphasize the form and shape. It is also used to keep things that are not important in the shadows to move your focus towards the light. Contrast where it matters. Our eyes usually tend to also see contrast first. Splash artists really know how and where to use the contrast the most to make us focus on what they want. And finally, they use secondary light and rim lights. This is used to create depth and interest. Sometimes the values of parts of the character and the backgrounds might be too similar, so one trick is to use rim light to create that separation and depth. Another reason for secondary light is to create more interest and storytelling into the splash art. So let's take a look at a couple of examples, and I think the best thing to do is toggle between the black and white and just the regular so that we can see it a little bit better. But essentially what we said is we have the main light source. In this case, there is light coming down towards the character mostly, so we can see the top parts are lit. But then what we also see is that we talked about thoughtful shadows that carve the shapes and move focus towards the light. So in this case, it's very clear. So we can see like how the shapes here are all in the shadows and they carve really how this part of Evelyn is really shaped here. And then also all of this, because it's in the dark and the shape of it, it's bringing our focus back more towards the light. So the third thing we said was contrast. So we can see how when we toggle it back to grayscale, we can see clearly the most contrast is right here. So our eyes tend to look towards that area. Contrast is a lot less in other areas of the painting, and our focus clearly comes towards the center here. And finally, let's talk about secondary light and rim light. This is very important, or sometimes it's very subtle. So we can see it here, for example. The rim light is just here. They've added a little bit here to create that separation between the character and other parts of it. And if we just remove the black and white, you can see it even more clearly here, where we have this red areas here. There are a little bit of light, the values. So it creates more separation and more interest in the character. So how can we study and practice this skill? The first step is to pick a few splash arts that we really like and then turn them to grayscale. Select 3 values, one midtone, one light, and one dark. And use a hard round brush to try to paint simple shapes that match the values of the painting. So try and compare, and you have to be really selective because we only have those 3 values. And you can see how, even though it's very simple, the idea, I struggled a little bit with this one, and I really have to think a lot about what values I want to put where. Then we can do the same exercise with 5 values, so it gives us a little bit more flexibility in the values that we choose. So we do this over and over again and we practice it. It doesn't even have to just be with splash arts, we can practice it with other things as well. Now with 5 values, you may think that you have more options and more freedom, and the painting generally may look better because you have more variety in it and you can actually think a little bit more about it. But I think the challenge is still there because, again, you have to think about how can we really simplify things into the values that we want and really group the values together. The thing here is, as you can see, it's just hard round brush, and this is what makes it really nice and interesting and challenging at the same time. Finally, one last exercise that you can do, but this is more of just for fun, I think, and maybe once you feel a little bit more comfortable. I don't think it's the best, but it works in a way that you can just put the opacity control and the brush size control on your brush and start painting everything in grayscale. And you can try and see if you can replicate the painting that you have and the values that you have, because you have a little bit more control on the opacity and on the values. So here you don't limit yourself to just the 3 or the 5 values, and you can just play around a lot more with it. Now, how can we apply this to our illustrations and paintings? Something that I see all Riot Splash artists do is create thumbnails, and they usually start in grayscale. The reason is that you can create something simple and quick with your thumbnail in grayscale to decide the general feel of the illustration. Obviously, there are other things involved in creating thumbnails. You're obviously thinking about the pose, the story, these are important, but let's focus on values now. We can see here in this example of the same Evelyn painting we were looking at, the artist Alex was looking at a few different thumbnail exploration to determine the values. So the main light source, so we can see in this example, the light source is coming towards her this way. In this one, the light source is a little bit more subtle and not direct light. This is the final one that they had. So the light was coming down and was going over these things, part of the face, the body, the legs. Same with this last one here. There's big light in the background hitting the character. And then we can think about the grouping of the values. So we can see here how everything here is surrounding the character is very dark, right? The same idea goes for the other thumbnail ideas. You know, the grouping of the light and shadows. Very light here, very dark here. All of these things are consideration. And then finally, the contrast. The contrast clearly here, as well as in some of the other ones, we can see clear contrast here. So the thumbnail stage allows for all these exploration and decision making before we need to do too much into the painting process or the rendering process. And you can see throughout my process of creating this Karma splash art, I was thinking about these when I was doing the thumbnail and I was doing the values in it. Now, when you get a general idea done, start adding color using an overlay mode layer. I also always like to have a black and white layer mode on top of everything that I can toggle on and off regularly so that I can keep seeing what my values are and if it still reads well in grayscale. As you can see in my painting here, my background was the lightest, my foreground was the darkest, and everything in grayscale still makes sense, and I keep refining and refining in grayscale as much as possible before I add color. And when I look back at some of my best paintings and best illustrations, when I turn them into grayscale, I can see that the values are what is carrying the painting. So forget about custom brushes, forget about details of rendering for now, and just focus on values. Think about light and shadow and try to tell a story using them. Now, if you want to see a more detailed process on how I created my Karma splash art, you can watch this video here.